All right, what's going on, guys? Back here with another episode of the Dumpster Talk. Thank you guys for checking in with us. Got me and Todd here. First beautiful day of the year. Yesterday was, but first work day.
It's very warm. You can
Feel-
tell people are bringing that metal in.
It's feeling nice. The sun's shining. We have very special guests with us. We have Randy, and then we also have Rebecca behind the camera. Had to shout her out there. So thank you guys very much for coming. Have you ever been on a podcast before?
No,
No?
not that I can think of.
First time.
First time.
Alrighty.
Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We'll try to not ask any crazy questions.
Go for it.
Keep it easy
You're
for
good,
you.
man.
So Randy's joining us. He's with ABC Keystone, obviously. Thank you very much for coming in, man.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Do you just want to kind of get into a background maybe of yourself? Are you from around the area? And what brought you to ABC?
Yeah, so I am from the area. I'm on Southern York County. So grew up in Southern York County, live there now with my wife and my 3 daughters. So my path, after high school, went to college for a little bit, thought that was going to be the way to go about it. Ended up coming home and got a summer job. I was going to just kind of get through and got an entry-level job at ABC member James Craft & Son. Figured out I really liked it, figured out there was a lot of opportunity there, and ended up spending 15 years there at James Craft & Son. I went through the plumbing apprenticeship, kind of worked my way up, spent the last handful of years project managing for them. And I was actually at ABC. I didn't really, even though I went through the apprenticeship, it was shaped a little different. I went to ABC Keystone's office for a med gas class. And Cindy Dwyer reached out to me and asked if I would be interested in teaching a plumbing 1 for the apprenticeship. I told her absolutely not. And we did that for a little bit, and she finally kind of suckered me into it. And so I started working there part-time in 2017. And in 2019, they approached me about coming on full-time. They wanted to hire full-time apprenticeship instructors. And so I told her that would definitely be something I was interested in. So that's kind of how I started that with ABC.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. For the viewers who may not know, what is ABC Keystone?
So ABC Keystone, it is Associated Builders and Contractors. We are a national organization. We are one of 67 throughout the United States. We are one of 3 in PA. We cover 35 counties from the Maryland line to the New York line right up the middle. So we have a Western chapter that we work with and an Eastern chapter that we work with. We do 3 things, primarily for our members. We're merit shop based, but, one of our major focus is we have a government affairs side for our members. We have a education side, so we've got leadership classes and first aid classes and things that our members might need. But my primary focus at ABC Keystone is the apprenticeship, right? Offering opportunities for people to create careers, and kind of heading them down a path that can provide for them for the rest of their life.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
Do you think, would you say like something that kind of drives you? Do you wish that you were introduced to ABC Keystone around that time? Or we kind of had similar paths as Todd and I, where we started down the college route, and then it both started for a summer job here for us too. And now we're kind of in it full time. So
yeah, for me, which is odd because my dad's an electrician. He actually worked at James Craft & Son. So that's how I ended up kind of starting there as a summer job. But I didn't understand what the opportunities were for construction.
Yeah.
And so, things would have gone a little different for me. Probably I would have gone right out of high school into it. But now seeing it, and that's what I really enjoy about my job, is being able to talk to people about it.
Yeah.
Right. And kind of, you don't need to spend the money. You have opportunities here with members that will create a career for you if you're a hard worker. Right?
Yeah.
They want to hold on to you. And so it would have been a little different for me.
Yeah,
But,
that is pretty cool. But it still gives you different perspective that you did go that route. Can kind of give.
Yeah. I definitely want to point that out. And I always tell people, especially career fairs or whatever, you should never turn down an opportunity for any kind of education,
Yeah,
right?
for
It
sure.
doesn't matter what it is. Whenever you have that in front of you, you should do that. But that doesn't mean that, that job is going to fit you. I think a lot of people and, friends and their kids, and you kind of lose track of, well, I got to go to school. That's fantastic. What are you going to go for?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go for business. That's great. What do you do with that? right? Where so it's trying to help people understand that if you have a path right out of the gate, you can be you can be more successful a lot quicker. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, thanks for sharing that. How do you kind of see the schools kind of adapting to the new way of, especially even since we've been in school, I feel like a lot of kids are starting to go right into their careers out of high school. Do you see schools kind of being pretty receptive to that?
yeah, I think high schools are really trying to correct what they spent 20 years doing, right? And directing all their kids to college. And I think they're doing a really good job of, paying attention to what the students want to do and helping with that. We have schools reach out and they want to get involved and bring building and shop back to their schools. And they may have completely got rid of it. So, how do they do that? What are the programs for that? Tying it to STEM credits, that's a very popular thing. So, I think schools in our area and just in all 35 counties that we talk to are really making improvements to help their students. Yeah.
No, that's great to hear. Thanks for sharing that. Can you kind of walk us through your current role and what you kind of focus on daily at ABC Keystone?
That's a great question. So my official role is VP of Workforce and Apprenticeship. So really what I focus, it's kind of a split. I focus a lot on the workforce side. So, it'd be career fairs and tours and helping with the workforce committee, right? And, we have members that spend a lot of time and effort on that committee trying to help the overall membership and association. And doing the things that they'd like to do, putting on a career fair, our construction wars, things that we offer around our office. And then the other side is supporting our 6 full-time instructors in our apprenticeship program and making sure that we are the highest standard of apprenticeship that we can be, right? And we're following all the rules and we're improving every year and we're constantly trying to make sure that if you come through our program, there's value in it. And you see the value in it. So that's a lot of my day.
For sure. No, that sounds great.
It's a big job.
We know ABC.
It's not too big, man. It's pretty easy. It's not easy, but it's really rewarding and it's a really enjoyable job.
Yeah, it's good around here. Like, well, we learned really through doing this dumpster talk, like how much we never really realized, I think, during high school, like how much industry there is really in York and Lancaster. Like everyone always tells us how we're like a big hub for that. And yeah, like 6 years ago, I really had no idea that. So it's good you can kind of bring that to light to a lot of kids.
Huge opportunity around us, and like to your point, you don't have to go far. If you want to, that's great. But if you want to stay local in the area, there's so much opportunity for you. And it's easy to find once you know where to look.
Do you have a favorite part of your job, favorite thing to do?
Yeah, it depends. I really enjoy, I hate doing it, but I love when we have construction wars. I hate putting it together because it's a lot, but that's, part of the job, so that's okay. But I love when we do our girls camp. I love when we do our construction wars. So construction wars is an event that we are going to we bring about 225 middle school students into our facility over 3 days. All members volunteer to 7 stations. We get them lunch, right, and get to kind of introduce them to what construction is, but really kind of meet people in construction. So that's a really good one. I love that event. I love our girls' camp because we have such a tremendous support from women in the industry that are members, in all parts of construction, and they do an awesome job at kind of, showing why they're passionate in it. So those are my 2 favorite things that we do.
Cool, man.
No, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that. We're doing some research, and we saw that you guys represent hundreds of companies in our area. What are the biggest trends that you guys are kind of seeing right now with the different industries?
What do you mean? Like
whether it's staffing issues. I know you guys are playing a big part of kind of keeping them afloat and keeping new people kind of going to their company, stuff like that.
I think there's a couple of major issues. I think one of our biggest ones is companies finding employees, right? It's a struggle for them. That's one of the main focuses of my job, whether it's we have a hiring fair coming up in May and trying to get people to into our buildings so they can meet these companies and they can talk about the opportunities directly with them. I think that's a major struggle. Our members also struggle with ratios, which also kind of hold back on our apprenticeship side, right? The amount of apprentices they can put into their program at one time, that's a struggle for our members. I think those are two of the major issues. And then it's safety, always making sure that they're, progressive in their safety plans and making sure that they're providing all the things they need for their employees to go home safe. Those are some of the big things.
No, thank you for sharing that. Do you want to touch a little bit more on you said May 4th for the career fair?
May 7th.
May 7th.
So May 7th, we're going to do 2 sessions of our hiring fair. We're going to do a 9 to 12 for high schools. So high school seniors, co-op students, people looking, from 11th and 12th grade, have the opportunity to come in. We're at the moment we're at 32. We're trying to figure out ways. We're trying to get to 40, which we're going to get to. But people coming in, and then we're also going to have a later session from 2 to 6, and understanding that a lot of people may have a full-time job at the moment that they can't take off work, and want a new opportunity to switch careers. So that's pretty exciting thing that we're working on. We had put it all together. COVID killed it. And we haven't run anything since then, so we're going to try to get it back out there.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
And you'll just will it be just like vendors of different companies, whoever kind of signs up to show off their company?
Yeah, so everybody's going to get we're sold out at the moment, so we're booked and we've got a waiting list, so we're going to try to juggle some things around, but you'll get a table and be able to meet people, and kind of sell your company, see if they can get them to come work for you.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What do you think's the biggest thing you guys see when you have those 11th and 12th graders so kind of young in their career, just getting out of high school? How important is it to them for them to be able to kind of be in that environment, going to a career fair? I know my first one was in college. So just what do you think the advantage of that is to them?
I think it's for me, the biggest part, especially with a career fair, you'll have someone, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm a plumber by trade. People typically don't grow up wanting to be a plumber, a commercial plumber. That's not like a life goal. But it turned out really, really well for me. And, but I think it's helping them understand what all construction is and how many different parts and pieces there are to it. Right. Well, I don't want to work construction because you drove by, people that work on roads. That's not all of us, or drywall, and there's plumbers and electricians. There's so many parts and pieces that come together for it, and trying to explain that and open, have them talk to people so they can explain the opportunities. That's a big thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Have you had Todd and I was talking with you before the podcast. I've said how first marketing event, I think, or networking event, I think I remember being at was with ABC Keystone, the one you guys have by the river at John Wright over there. What is, do you enjoy the networking? How important do you see that as? And do you want to touch on that a little bit?
I do. Yeah. So networking is great. I like meeting people. I think people, and kind of hearing people's stories and where they came from. And so I really enjoy the networking thing. I really enjoy meeting members and getting a chance to talk to them about what we could do to help them. So I really enjoy those. There's a couple events that I absolutely, I think are great. The economic breakfast is a really good one. Kind of forecast what's coming out for the year. I really enjoy that. And then, the tailgates and, the mixers are always fun, and people are always in a good mood to, see how everybody's doing. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think something I was saying, just like before going to those events and stuff over the past 6 years, like it's really helped us be able to just be comfortable talking to people a little bit older than us, further in their career, and just, that's really what it's changed a lot for sure. So they're definitely a good thing.
Yeah, I have whenever I don't necessarily enjoy public speaking. That was not like, I want a job where I'm out in front of people. That's not. Here, man, I don't want to do that. But you get comfortable as you do it more, and you kind of also being able to work at ABC. I enjoy telling people about all the things we do. Yeah. So that makes it easy. It's not a sale. It's kind of like, hey, we're working all, to help people.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it too much.
For sure. We definitely, Dan definitely helped by pushing us to kind of do more of this stuff. It's been a plus. Have you had any mentors in your past? I don't know, previous jobs since you joined ABC or even before that?
Yeah.
Helped you out?
I mean, there's definitely, I think it's really important that you find someone every step of your career. You know, going back to like James Craft and Son, they have a really good support system. Mr. Kraft always was very open to any idea I had to kind of advance and keep moving forward.
Yeah.
He just made it very clear these are the things we expect for you to do. But you know, if you're going to work at it, you know, they support you. I was with a really great guy. His name was Donnie Henderson when I was apprentice in a van, trying to teach me what it is to be a plumber. Eric Miller. When I got into project management. And then when I went over to ABC, you know, Cindy Dwyer, Stephanie Larkin, and David Slode, you know, when I came on, there wasn't a lot of instructors, and they really kind of helped show me what ABC is and how great of an organization it is.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
No, that's great to hear. Can you think of like a challenging moment or setback that you faced in your career that kind of forced you to learn stuff about yourself?
This job, I have no training to be in workforce or to oversee an apprenticeship. You know, I trying to figure out what that means, right? But still, I enjoy work. I enjoy working. So, you know, putting in the effort to get better at it. So this has been a challenging job for me over the last year and a half, 2 years.
What's the biggest thing you would say you've kind of learned throughout this process about yourself?
Patience. It gets easier as I get older, but still to have patience, you know, coming from construction, and you guys probably can appreciate this, is like you have immediate gratification for the things you do, right? Today's task is today's task, and I can finish it and I can make it happen and I can see what I've done. I really enjoyed that, whereas like the workforce thing is really long played out.
Yeah.
The apprenticeship stuff is long played out, so it's trying to have a little more patience and you know, waiting to see things kind of come together.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but you know, I'm working at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great to share though, especially for the young people listening. Do you want to share any like fun facts about yourself, kind of outside of work, things you like to kind of get your mind off of things? And
I don't know if they're fun. They're pretty boring. I'm very lucky. I have a nice piece of property in Southern York County, and I really enjoy spending time with my girls. I really enjoy spending time with my wife. You know, I'm very much a homebody. That's where I like to be. So, you know, that's kind of my space. So that's, if I'm not working and I'm not at home, it wasn't from my choice, right?
Yeah.
We're doing something that wasn't something I necessarily wanted to do.
Yep.
So that's
I can relate to that.
yeah.
There you go. Well, do you have any kind of questions for us or anything else you'd kind of like to bring up about ABC Keystone?
Anything you want to promote? Anything?
I guess a couple things I would promote is for anybody watching this, any company that may be considering, you know, becoming part of the, you know, membership. There's a lot of value there for them. Ask members, right? It's not, I don't have to sell it. Ask the people that are members. You guys, you know,
Yep.
Dan will let you know that. As far as people thinking they want to get into construction, and you know, really look into it and find what the trade and the company that'll suit you. I tell people that a lot is like the match comes from both sides, right? Like just because you want to be an electrician doesn't mean every electrical company is going to be the one that you're going to be, you know, happy at. So, you know, when you meet companies and you meet people, talk to them, ask all the right questions, and that'll be a really, really good start to your career.
Great.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Appreciate it.
Lastly, kind of our wrap-up question we always ask, what advice do you wish someone gave you when you were 24, 23 years old, where Todd and I are now?
Man, there's a lot of things, man. There's so many things.
Tough one.
Save the best one for last.
That's a good one. Just work, right? It's not hard. A lot of people struggle with it, and I don't genuinely understand it all the time, but take pride in what you do. put effort into the things you do daily, and you'll see the results. And I think it's pretty easy. But yeah, just have some work ethic, have some pride in whatever business or career you're in.
Great.
No, yeah, thank you. That's great advice. We've definitely kind of learned that because when we came here, I didn't really know any tools or how to do anything. But as long as you kind of have the work ethic or you're on the right path to that, I feel like it'll all work out at the end of it.
Yeah, have an open mind, right?
Yep.
The cool thing about construction, why I stayed, was the people, right? The work's the work, and it's not always great. But I love the people. I also really appreciate the fact that almost everybody is so invested in you succeeding, right? On a job site, it's kind of, if I'm better at my job, my boss has to do less, right? So it's self-serving, but still they're willing to give you all the information and help you as much as you're willing to take in. So that's the great thing about this business. I really always like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you
thank
for
you,
coming
Randy.
on.
It's
We'll
been
have
great
all of
talking to
your links down below in the
Appreciate
description if you guys want to check out ABC Keystone. Like he said, Sods is a member, so we definitely recommend. Sirens are coming in at a perfect time.
There we go.
But no, thank you again for coming on. Hopefully we have you guys on again in the future. But yeah, thanks.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
Great
we'll
talking to you, Randy. Thank you.
catch you guys on the next episode.